Hello, fellow faithful. It is Bulldog here, the world's greatest silver analyst, back with more analysis of CLG Spring Split 2021. We're facing TSM today. It's Saturday. I don't have much hope because Pobelter played one of the worst games I've ever seen a professional player play yesterday. So, got that ice cold diet Dr. Pepper. Let's get right into pick man here.
Has been great in the bottom lane as well, but they haven't gotten over the line. Meanwhile,
I don't understand TSM banning out any mid laner.
Okay,
because
in the lock-in
I would just leave.
They looked tragic
in
week 1 of the LCS, and then since then it has been all up and to the right. They are.
I would just leave open whatever Pobelter wants to play.
Over CLG. They just beat Team Liquid yesterday, who looked outstanding today, to be clear. TSM.
But instead, 1.5 mid lane bans. We're banning out jungle.
TSM has been them coming to terms with how they want to play the game, at least for right now, and how to stabilize within spring.
Let's say I really ban. Fed must have been popping off in scrims against that, or it's a counter pick to something they want to play in the mid lane.
Team fight a lot for the team. Spica has been
Didn't we ban it the other day?
Mid lane for Power of Evil. You need to funnel resources into PoE. He's so good at playing hard.
So we played Gnar, and when we banned the Irelia, so I wonder if they're just gonna first pick Gnar.
Start their win streak here in the LCS, climb right back up the standings. They are, if they win this
because
game, will retie.
Huni has been playing that a lot. The Kaisa.
After their victory,
so they left open Rel. We should be slamming that right now.
I'm a huge fan of Kaisa, even with the Q nerfs.
It's like warm in my room. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't think the Ramus is going to lock in. I might just crack open a window.
Plays from Sword Art, or from Spica are huge and really do mean the difference. I think
and
damage was nerfed.
Gnar, I'm fine with this if we grab the Jarvan. It also kind of takes away comfort from Huni.
She can take down carries. She can also take down
it really kind of
very
forces him on a gangplank, and
Alright, Kaisa gonna be a fun one there.
TSM really likes to have Huni on that low utility. Oh my god.
Kind of all-around top laner, right? If you really want to go to the lane, you can. Gnar often has
Yeah.
in the lane matchup.
I'm gonna need hard liquor for this one.
Like,
they lock in Jace.
Right,
That's disrespectful, but they were like, oh yeah, Pobel. I guess the Azir pick isn't bad. Pobelter's pathetic on it, but Power of Evil is so good on it, denying it is very good.
We kept on waiting. Okay, TSM have stabilized.
Because Pobelter's bad on like everything. So might as well take away your opponent's best champion. The Rel, I like it.
On Jace, you need to get priority.
You can ban away a couple of Sword Art's favorite champions. Gallia, Leona, Alistar.
And once he gets more tanky items,
all options.
A big boom to the
they can ban out 80 carries for us. They can ban out junglers. We could also continue to choke the jungle pool if we wanted. But banning out 80 carries.
Are crafting quite the 5-on-5 team fight for themselves. Rel is my go-to for frontline setup.
Honestly, I would like Gragas and Jinx. I think that would be good for us.
So I definitely like the 5-on-5 for CLG.
Yep, gonna look pretty fun right
or Jarvan, Jinx would be fine. But I think Jinx is probably the best option that's going to be available to us.
We already know we're gonna have Jace split pushing a lot. The wave clear is okay out of Syndra. It's not outstanding. There's very few marksmen who can do it regardless, so it kind of doesn't matter what Lost picks, but it can be tough to hold the line if CLG really wants to dive your tower.
Yeah, that's the thing with the TSM setup. Like we're saying, they want to play from ahead. They definitely need to start earning some early advantages themselves and want to play from ahead. Then you can group up. Then you get more value out of long-range Syndra stuff.
Okay.
Trying to force
not huge
on your opponents before they're able to get an engagement on you, because they're looking for Rel hard engage, Gnar flanks coming in with TPs. So map control early on and pushing pressure and pushing tempo is definitely a name of game for TSM. see what they get for Spica to actually do this with, because heavy focus on jungler bans here from CLG as well.
Okay.
As picking up that Lilia,
So
do kind of put a damper on that.
I don't really know what we want to pick.
It's going for the
80
engage,
carry
which I like.
here.
You kind of have to balance, since Huni is taking more of a damage role with the Jace. It is going to be primary engage from Spica.
But there, I guess Zaya would be good here. It does well into Kaisa. It has that self peel.
Once you get your early pressure, you push on sides. Then you go for your picks with your Turbo Chem Tank Skarner.
That could be pretty good. It is a little low range. Caitlyn would also be very good here, because it has a little bit of self peel, very long range, good zone control. Can keep its distance pretty well.
Early game leads. That is a level 6 jungler who is then outstanding.
And Aphelios would be the worst possible option.
But early game is not why you pick this champion. CLG are 10-10 in First Bloods and win most of their early games. Like I'm expecting a gold lead at 10-15 minutes for CLG.
Why did we pick Aphelios?
But they will have the gold lead. So TSM, I don't expect them to be coming out ahead early on.
They have a Skarner and a Syndra. Aphelios will not be able to deal damage at any point in the game. That means you have to rely on Pobel to do damage. Oh wait, he can't. He's bad. Wow. What the hell? Like, Caitlyn would have been fantastic there.
Devastating, you know, gank jungler. Like there's not a lot of synergy there with either of those solo lanes. And the bottom lane also does have to be quite cautious with Aphelios being an easy.
Holy crap! All right. Skip forward. I give myself a little bit of a buffer.
The best start to the season. This season, when it's July,
okay.
When it's August.
Well, I don't have high hopes for this one because we threw away the draft with that Aphelios last pick.
That's going to be part of that 45-game season. That's already, you know, 1 quarter over. Here in game
Caitlyn or Zaya would have been better. Caitlyn's underrated. Really underrated.
All right, let me hear it. Twitch chat, is CLG going 11 for 11 in First Bloods, or will the Bucks stop 10 out of 11 for them after this game? Because they have.
I mean, we could go 11 for 11, but if we went 10 out of 11 and got a victory, I'd much prefer that.
Once again, though, level 1 possibility.
Well, get the ward, give it onto Pobelter, good. That means Pobelter gets level 2 after first wave. He can get a little bit of priority off of that.
Is 4 enough to share to still get level 2 though off the first wave?
First wave for solo laners, I believe 4 should be enough. If you share it with the whole team, then you don't. But
yep.
4 or 5 is the cutoff. Yeah, I just didn't know for sure. So it is going to be nice because obviously we saw that Finn came down. That was part of the invade. I think Broxa was the one who stayed and went elsewhere because that XP is not going to matter in his pathing. So
that's a nice little advantage we got for ourselves. I think the top lane. So the top lane gap I think is massive. I don't think Huni's very good. Bottom 3 top laner. But the mid lane gap is also massive. Because Finn is moving up into that like top tier of top laner with like Someday and Impact, Alfari, Licorice. He's kind of on that level. But Pobelter is the worst mid laner in NA, and I don't think it's terribly close. Power of Evil is top 2. So, difference pretty big there. And Pobelter does get a little bit of advantage from that, and hopefully he can have a good laning phase, but then again, he can have fine laning phases. Laning isn't the problem with Pobelter. He lanes just fine. He's not going to lose you the game in a laning phase, but he will lose you the game by getting constantly caught out on a Azir and not actually dealing any damage and not being able to do anything proactive on the champion like almost every other player can do on Azir.
You know, Sword Art here on the Recon, definitely a squishier champion, but
that's a nice little trade.
Easy end of that CC train. It's actually a decent trade as Lost did step in to get a little bit there on the
the Aphelios into Skarner Syndra is not what I would consider to be a good time.
Nearby a teammate, or you buff them in some way, and never getting the E off or getting a Q heal.
Finn should be able to pick up most of the CS.
Well played there. You can see momentarily, for now, a 200 gold lead to CLG as Brox has now got down to the bottom side of the jungle. Spica doing the exact same camps at the top side.
Pobelter does have a pretty big advantage, but that's because he got the early level advantage, was able to trade pretty aggressively, and Zir just outranges Syndra. And Syndra doesn't really have any sort of all-in threat pre-6, and Skarner doesn't have much priority and much kill threat. So there's not a lot of kill threat into the Azir early here, and so he can just be really aggressive, be a bully. And there's not really any kill threat on the Syndra either. So it just comes down to who outranges the other one and who can be the bully. And Azir outranges in this matchup.
Your buff a marginal amount, but does set you up very nicely for
Broxa will be able to get a decent gold lead in the jungle because he outpaces so hard. This is why I wasn't a big fan of the Aphelios. That was really well played by Turtle. Doesn't have to burn any sums. Uses some cooldowns, but that's about it. Continues to have good pressure in this bottom lane, so that we had pressure in the mid lane as well. So we should be able to set up for this first dragon very quickly. Looks like Brox is on his way down to do that right now. And Pobelter getting a nice chunk out. Broxa should be able to steal away a lot of this camp.
King of the chickens will retain them.
And just bully them out. I don't think Turtle should be recalling, because I would think we would want to do Dragon right away. But
he has been straight up out laning Power of Evil, which is impressive to see. Good job, Pobelter here. As just looking at bot lane wave clear, no problems down there, but he got the aggressive board.
Yeah, but this is pretty much how the expected matchup is going to go if you don't have any kill pressure on the Azir. And it's pretty difficult to get kill pressure on the Azir. Yeah, that's a good job by Smoothie to put the wave into a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and I also want to check in on the junglers because Broxa
and Finn is only down about 6 CS here, which is a little. I think at 15 you're expected to be down about 20 CS in this matchup. I don't know that for sure, but okay, there we go. We're getting the dragon. That's very good. And Mountain Drake in general is just nice, especially since Rel and Gnar use it very well. And we should be building a number of Merc Treads, QSS. So Finn is just getting bullied off here. They have the jungle presence top. Well, I have the hiccups for whatever reason. You should stop the back. Yep.
CLG also don't give up anything on the other side of the map. Yet another good early game here from Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah, and Broxa will be stealing away these camps.
It's going to be post 7 minutes.
Alright, that's good to stay alive. Pobelter staying on that bottom side because he knows that Sword Art was near that top side. They now had vision on Sword Art. Broxa wasn't able to actually steal away any camps there, so his time in the bottom side was pretty useless, and he just got a camp stolen away from him, and Huni got a tower plate top lane, so that's a pretty sizable advantage to TSM. But Turtle and Smoothie are doing extremely well into this lane. I don't know how, if this is supposed to be heavily, I don't know how this matchup is supposed to fare.
One win on the board. They're looking to double those numbers today, Freak. Rookie numbers, get those up. TSM looking to stop them.
There also hasn't been a kill yet, which kind of goes in TSM's favor because we really need to snowball. Their late game shot calling is significantly better than ours.
so efficient mana here for him, and the investment into early lethality to try and punish Finn. Finn, though, with the steel caps, feels pretty good about the defensive play up there.
Finn doing a good job of
some defensive
itemizing to stay alive in that lane.
Not overextending, not letting
He is okay. There's a wave crashing, so he won't be down to 20 CS. It looks like right now.
Now though, Freak, it's
Finn might be able to freeze this. It looks like.
Predator is ready, Flash is ready, Ultimate is ready.
Yeah, the Skarner's pretty scary right now.
For Spica now. You've got a Syndra lane mid. No
interesting that he went Predator instead of Phase Rush.
Really easily, and top lane will constantly.
But like the moment he kidnaps someone, they're just gonna die. Like they have so much damage, a ton of just point and click nuke. Like,
Sword Art still a ways off of level 6, I believe.
oh, Poolbuilder already got a QSS.
To be able to get that, but Lost is ready.
Wow, paying the tax early.
Early pressure, level 6 is in, double stun comes across, a flash out for Lost means he's not inside the ulti. Smoothie hit the button a bit late and let the guy get out before getting pulled in. Ultimately, it means he gets away. Flash is burned.
Yeah, we used a lot of summoner spells. We should be able to get at least one tower plate out of that, so it will be a small advantage for us.
And that means he's gonna make the team claim it. Spica grabs the smite, grabs the herald, and walks away. Broxa flashes in for the double sleep. This could be an easy turn.
Okay, that was really well done.
They're gonna do it. 11.
I would have rather had it on to Finn than Poebelter because I'm not confident in Poebelter to be able to carry the game. But it was well played. Broxa just made it the freest play ever.
They put some burn on Spica. They put some harassment on him.
That was a weird flash.
Sacrifice for his jungler. The sleep comes in for Broxa, and he allows Spica basically to flash over the wall and get out of there. Noble top laner,
good job. And punishes the Jace.
With the ultimate though, sleep does ensure another
just good all around.
For CLG.
Turtle
Gold lead for CLG.
significantly out farming Lost, doing a great job.
QSS, so that Syndra Skarner combination of level 6, not so scary anymore. POB is free.
That was pretty good by Poebelter to bully, but he's down in CS now. Hooney's getting a decent advantage, but
of taxes, though,
I don't think it'll be
with TSM roaming up.
big enough to really matter.
Turret plates taken in the bottom lane. Turtle is a rich man. You saw the gold chart up in the top left about a minute ago. Turtle is leading the way.
Yeah, Turtle got 3 towers, so I would much rather have a bunch of gold on Turtle than on Hooney, because Turtle is by far the better player. We're doing a good job of getting early game advantages here. TSM is a fairly weak early game team, so we'll just have to see how this goes later into the game. Getting second dragon here, that's also really nice, because Gnar will use it well, and then, you know, Broxa and Poebelter will both be building a lot of ability power. Turtle will be building plenty of AP, so it's fairly useful for us. And the denial is even better, because you don't want to give that little extra oomph to Jace or to Syndra.
Without Herald, like he's just winning lane, and 610 gold individually puts the game right back in TSM's court. Now 12 minutes in, TSM have the gold lead themselves. Bot lane nearly dead, but credit to Hooney for, you know, solo with very, very little interaction. Heck, he even died off of getting killed by Brox's flash.
Yeah,
but the first turret. Herald's still up to go somewhere else. CLG cannot quite knock down bot lane. They've got time to go until
they are getting pretty good value out of the Jace, but Finn is doing a very good job to make sure he doesn't get like solo killed and really snowball the game out of control. He's keeping it within manageable amounts.
Not even setting anything up with the stun, so still sitting on that QSS timer for Poebelter. Although he doesn't want to take too many chunks with Shock Blast here, landing as Hooney keeps his pressure
that's
up.
just rough.
This is what you want from the Jace.
Wants in, charm knockup, easy kill, nicely done. Sword Art claims 1, and yeah, turret's gonna go down to below half health, but they can't get the rest of it. Knock down the plates, knock down the Herald. TSM, look at that. There we go. 1300 gold lead, 13 minutes in.
I love to see Hooney playing so proactively here on the Jace, actually going in again, flashing.
For the Q slow.
Wow.
Sleep's gonna land on a 1, but there's no re-engage at all.
Jesus.
Just gonna have to run away.
Yeah, Hooney's playing this pretty disgustingly.
Yeah, that was in shock blast range, so has to recall somewhere farther out.
All right, anyways, he takes down the top tower, then immediately keeps up the pressure. Goes mid towards POB, Shock Blast lands. Power of Evil, long range stun lands. Sword Art is here for the flash play. They pull off the kill surgically at the mid turret
that's just rough.
CLG are able to arrive with any of their defenses.
Pobelter and getting caught, Neymar. Better do him. Oh wait.
Towards mid. They need to keep up this pressure. Exactly what we are talking about in Champ Select. You need to play from ahead, pushing heavily, taking down these turrets, opening up those rotations. The big
funneling gold onto Turtle is very good. He should have the Kraken Slayer here. Although I would think the shield bow would... Oh no, Gale Force. Gale Force is definitely the better buy. For the mobility to try and get away from a bunch of highly mobile, very mobile and CC heavy champions.
And I like this adaptation by Turtle. He went Gale Force as his mythic option. The standard one is definitely Kraken Slayer. It's by
that's
far
good
best
itemization.
Output, which is what Philly's picked for, but
and the QSS by Pobelter is pretty good. Like just because you're probably going to be building the one necklace thing that Power of Evil has, but since they have the Skarner, it gives you the magic resist and the cleanse, which are two things you want in the matchup. So having buying the QSS is the gold efficient thing to do. It takes away from your damage a little bit, but it gives you a bunch more survivability against a really dangerous champion in the Skarner.
Towards the bottom side of the map too, as they put all these control wards through the river to allow them a quick rotation towards mid. The mid tower taking a beating with that Rift Herald. They almost got the entire thing for TSM after that mid play, but here's
this is scary.
And it's going to be Finn under the turret, just out of range of the ulti speaker.
Good job by Finn to get out of that. I don't know if there's anything else we can do across the map to like counter the play.
Got the flash down for the quick play. Good job.
Yeah, and he didn't have to use his turbo chem tank for that speed boost as well.
So, yeah, they're looking for a dive, it looks like, or just posturing around the jungle because they have so much top lane pressure. We're just kind of sitting and farming it out with Turtle and Pobelter, who do scale very well on their champions.
Force CLG into their territory.
Really quick over Satch for Pobelter. First big item he's bought, still going towards the Ludens though, as Spica walks in. Actually, wouldn't even be surprised to see something like a Everfrost. Ooh, ulti's gonna come in for a big root. Here's the easy shot.
Okay, that was a nice work by Turtle.
Nicely done. A great setup to land the ult root, and Pope knew he had to flash. Still
they're just laying things out on a silver platter for Pobelter, so even he can't screw it up.
What a nice max range ulti here from
It sucks that we're not like putting any resources into Finn to help stabilize our best player. But that's also one of the biggest criticisms I've heard about Pobelter, and I've seen it myself. He's a pretty resource intensive player.
While CLG definitely do have to worry about the Skarner pulls, they have done a good job at manipulating this map pressure to gain them perfect setup here for the Dragon. Broxa does put his control ward quite deep here with Sword Art right.
And he's just dead.
Goodbye to Broxa.
That's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of the Lilia, because it's so squishy. And that just leads to a double kill, and they get mid-tower, they poke out Turtle, they get Dragon, and probably snowball the game from there.
Easy 2 for 0 plus the first Dragon of the game for TSM.
Yeah, that puts an end to that. Nice control wards there. TSM immediately just turned it right around on Broxa. Big stun combo immediately takes him down to 0. Sword Art follows up again on the recon to make sure that target is dead. Chunk him to 50%. That jungler is down, and then they're even able to pull in another one with the Skarner ultimate. Here's another look though. Power of Evil comes over his speed from the teleport.
You don't have vision of where almost anyone is.
You're dead.
So that's very bad. I guess you were trying to respond with the Finn teleport and make something happen, but you just got blown up.
It is starting to come together for them.
At least all of the gold Like,
Uses
all
his
of the
mobility
kill
to
gold is on
reposition there
Skarner and
as,
Rakan.
Broxa goes for the hit on the
And
control
all
board,
of all
nails
of our
him with
gold
it,
is
and
on the
Sora
Azir
immediately
and
follows
Aphelios.
kill.
So our
Then
gold
get
is
their,
better placed.
double turret executions right
Broxa
afterwards,
is down
and-
2 levels
and
on
go
Speak
ahead,
Up,
with their
which is
extra
really
gold
bad
and
because you're
pushing,
playing Lilia
that dragon stack
against
for CLG.
Skarner. You're down a bunch of CS.
Well, 1800
So,
TSM right now. The
it's
solo
just not a
top
good
lane
time.
turret gold went to Wild Turtle, so he's still the one earning a lot of money. But obviously, gonna feel good to be 2 kills on Spica. His Dead Man's Plate on the way over. Manamune now completed. For
Yeah,
so he's on 2
Huni
items.
is
That's gonna
very
transform
powerful.
very shortly into Muramana, so he's ready to go.
Finn
And
will
yeah,
probably
TSM,
want to buy a Bramble
you know,
Vest
turned the
next,
corner
and then
as-
maybe he
as
can start
it-
matching
it
a
was
little bit.
expected to happen. They've
But,
had very good mid games ever
we got
since
our
these
second
two
champion to
started.
pay the QSS tax.
It's been a good
It
run.
looks like Broxa's on his way to
Honestly,
doing it.
does kind of suck when
and-
you don't get any of your kill
yeah.
credit onto your carries, but you know you're rewarding Spica and Sword Art for being the
I-
initiators.
Yeah,
They're
I
able to pick up
probably
the,
would have liked a
the actual
J4
kill credit
a
here. You
lot
still
better
share,
here, Gragas.
a little bit of assist money with Power of Evil and Lost. Here it is again, though. Sword
Because
Art
the
and
Lilia,
Spica working together
I mean, had
to
the
get that
sleep early
vision. They can
that
threaten
led to
eastward
First
on
Blood, but that's
Skarner
about
picks,
it.
which are so
That's a
scary,
little
so
weird
difficult to deal
positioning
with.
from
And even
Po
though,
Belter, but
Po Belter
I
was
understand it because
very
he's going to
early
where
in
his
paying
team
attention.
is.
In the QSS, he was still a victim of the early dive, where Sword Art was able to just flash in, finish off the kill after the early
And we're just
focus
getting
landed from
demolished
Huni.
by this split
And-
push from
and TSM
Huni.
has still found full value out of these picks with the high mobility, high speed pick potential of Rakan and Skarner combining for multiple kills.
Finn doesn't
It's
have
not been allowed
flash
to
up, so
fight
he's
tonight,
probably
he's
just
gonna be
dead.
found out. Spica on the chase, gets the first slow. Finn's running,
He can
but there's
stall
no
for a
speed
long
on the
time,
TSM side. He can walk
but
in
I
if
don't
he
think
needs to. He's
he
gonna pull that one
ever
across,
gets
get the
out.
melee range, just stand still, land the skill shot.
And then
Spica
Po Belter
goes
dies
out,
here.
gets that kill as well, and I shuffle back, but still Po Belter, he's gonna be dropping for this one. QSS is out the charm.
God,
not
Po
gonna
Belter
matter.
so bad.
3v1 means the kill comes across. TSM getting kills in 2 lanes.
Yeah, it feels bad to spend all your early money on that QSS and then die anyway. PoE sets it up. Lost and Spica follow, and that is only 20 minutes into the game. Freak Baron just spawned, and TSM are at his throat.
I want to try and have hope for this game, but
no way of seeing over that wall.
when you got
Control
Po
through the
Belter,
Smoothie gonna walk up, puts a control ward down. Sword Art tries to make some space, but this is theoretically carryable. 2k health. Ult comes across. They're gonna try to win it with Turtle, but he's not gonna want to re-engage. Doesn't want it until Finn is there. Health bar's a bit low, but already 1 for 0.
we
Brock's
could.
knocked down by Huni
Oh,
as well.
Huni
That's
just
1-2
killed
on 3.
everyone.
This 2-on-4
Never
with
mind.
a stun on the
This
Finn.
is a 2v5.
Why still wait around? It's already too little too late. Turtle's gonna try for a single
Okay.
one. Now he's got Po
This could
Belter.
be good.
One so far. Find a
Nope.
second. No, they can't.
Yeah.
The Q comes down.
That's
And
game.
CLG gonna waddle their way into giving TSM the Bud Light Ace plus the Baron, and this game is over.
The Lilia
Honestly,
Aphelios picks were
that
bad.
was beautiful work over the back of the Baron pit. Freak TSM look cornered as the teleports coming in from CLG.
Yeah.
They're increasing.
No,
their numbers.
RJS was
They
not
have
the
them all
problem.
grouped up in the
That's
back
very
of the
clear.
Baron pit, but Lost holds steady there. Waits till he can.
I'm
get
questioning
his
if
Q
Brox
off on
is even the
Turtle.
better
They're just barely
jungler.
flashing over the edge. Just barely cutting it close with his health bar there. Does not go down. Keeps his Baron buff. They get the extra kill there for TSM. And they only gave up 1 to do it. This is all off the back of their pick on the bottom side. They transition into Baron. Really good job there. Then Huni jumps over here into the face of Broxa, trying to keep Broxa out of the pit to make sure there's no smite steal. That allows Skarner here to finish it off. Spica does nail this one. And then Spica, he lands the E here on to Finn, allows him to flash over after PoE stuns him up. That's a full CC combo. And then that play right there. Lost is able to get off his last Q, gets his auto off, flashes out, doesn't
Oh, I don't
die.
have much to say. This is
Huge
just
for
sad.
TSM. They've got
Why are
Baron
we
on
putting,
4.
like, we put a bunch of resources into Po Belter, We tried to, and he's just so bad at the game. We give up our entire base for this.
CLG fight him for it, and kind of, you know, CLG with them having the whole team there, is it okay? Yeah, Dragon
Wow.
can be picked up, but I think TSM actually playing some really nice.
No,
games.
this
They probably ended
this
the
doesn't
game
even
with
look
more
like a
Dragon
team
kills
with
even a
potential to be
possibility.
good.
as so many of these waves getting pushed in. PoE knocking in top, Huni knocking in bot. Hey, by the way, they found a re-engage. Goodbye, Pobelter, Broxa. QSS runs away.
This is a team that has no idea what the fuck it's doing, what its identity is.
Get more kills, and hey, look, the base can still be attacked.
It's just honestly pathetic. Our draft was bad. Turtle and Smoothie played well. Finn got left out on a fucking island. He hasn't played poorly.
Absolutely a menace. Constantly pushing on Finn, earns a tower himself. Big picks here from Sword Art.
He got fucked in, kind of fucked in champion select.
Early getting punished so heavily by Turtle and Smoothie. The rest of the team play has been very good for TSM. They've cleaned up a lot of those miscommunication points, a lot of the little desyncs in the timings on their engagements. It's looking so much crisper for them, and you can see it in the time. Baron buff, and they're already inhibitor down here on bottom side, pressuring CLG, keeping them pinned up inside their own base.
I mean, we've already lost this game. It's 20 minutes, we're down 10k gold. This is just so bad. Get Pobelter out of the fucking roster, man.
Realistically, taxes paid or
please.
Not, CLG no longer really have the avenue back into this game. Bottom inhibitor already gone. Top one.
He's just a drain.
Not gonna be hard to kill down the line, regardless. CLG, they can hope for the Miracle Ocean Soul, and
get RJS back in right away.
Not at this point in the game by any means, but if somehow that comes through, I think that looks
Broxa like killing our fucking mental.
Expecting the fact that their Nexus is gonna die before that.
Our mental just seems
what they have
boomed.
To do is avoid the turbo speed Skarner,
Finn is pissed.
Chem tank running at them with full dead man stacks, and the Rakan Sword Art here constantly looking for those follow-up engages. Those are really hard to deal with. Yeah, and if the Rakan is next to the Skarner, then you're even Shirelliing both the Rakan and the Skarner up for more fun. Double speed cars racing right towards you, and it's like, yeah, okay, so we are on soul points, but
would have been really nice to pick something with a little bit of self peel or something that can peel the Skarner a little bit.
By TSM. So CLG's only hope may be to group
Or
up in
both.
numbers,
That could have been really
strong
nice.
Because
the Affiliates doesn't really do anything better than what the Caitlyn does here. Could have bullied the lane even harder.
Before the Skarner and Rakan are able to get a combination.
Had some sort of
that's the hope.
Self peel.
Find the pick off. You are 2.5 items on Aphelios, level 13. Like he's got
been able to stand at a safer range away from the Rakan.
Right now,
the Jays.
Early gold income Turtle had. They're both on, one mythic, one legendary in components. So, just maybe the right fight works out. But yeah, it's going to be so tough to land the CC chains.
We're down 10k gold. Like we're just really out of this game.
Stopwatch only on one member. QSS just in the top laner.
God.
So they're not really CC.
This roster isn't going to do shit. Get RJS back in.
Jumps away. No engage yet.
No need to here for TSM. They've got good.
If Broxon wants to play that badly with Pobelter, just slap them both in Academy.
Here. Haven't landed a shock blast yet, so CLG still have some hope for.
The difference between Broxa and Wiggly is not nearly as big as the difference between Pobelter and RJS. This was just one of the dumbest moves from management in a long time.
To kind of wait out until the Baron spawns. Then maybe it's going to be the moment of truth, as TSM have been able to starve out most of the vision of CLG. There are still a couple. This
would have been like the Chargers putting fucking Tyrod Taylor back in after Justin Herbert showed that he was really fucking good after a couple of weeks.
Ginormous lead, and you're so far ahead in items.
Tyrod's a fine player. Can get your team to the playoffs, but man, he's not. He's not going to break the top half of the league of quarterbacks.
If they can burn this down before
this is just bad.
Make the move, then maybe they can even
the team took a step back.
It's going to be the case.
Like 5 steps back. This is about what we look like in the play-in. Finn might be able to get a kill here. Okay, Broxa gets the kill.
But it's a 4v5. Double drowsy, double sleep, flashes to safety. But this means CLG.
That should be a dead lost for that.
Flashed away by Lost Days Alive. Health bar's a little bit low, but it's still a
we can get Ocean Soul here. That's a pretty decent play. Hooney's down. Like, this is...
He might try. He's waiting for the flash. He's gonna look for the play,
and we got it, and kill Spica. That's
what CLG needed. Ocean Soul picked up. Elder Dragon.
I don't like. Okay, that worked out. I don't know if Bulldog's like pogged, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough to win the game.
That dragon and CLG somehow grabbing the soul. And they actually force it a bit themselves by committing 2 members to the Baron. Yes, they do get a huge reward in the Baron, and they're probably just going to push in here with the Baron buff and be able to destroy the rest of CLG's base. But that
Finn is so weak. Holy shit.
While the rest of the team is doing Baron well, they have lost over there.
Broxa still hasn't finished his Mythic, which is really sad for 28 minutes of the game.
Numbers disadvantage does allow a huge pickup. This is Ocean Soul, one of the
Skarnet has 3 items
souls that we have in the game. And honestly, we'll see if that is enough for CLG to weather the Baron siege that is coming from TSM. If it is, every TSM fan looking back at that moment, kicking themselves there. Could have played it more safe. Could have.
This is a weird game.
The dragon as it's spawning, very little risk for them, and then just using their gold advantage in a numbers even fight as CLG try and press towards.
Like the Ocean Soul is always really nice,
but this is the world we're living in.
I think it's just going to be too little too late.
They probably still will be able to get.
It's not going to make up for the 10,000 gold difference.
CLG
Broxa is still super weak. Pobelter is honestly not very strong for his year. Wild Turtle is freakishly strong. He's like real strong, but that's it.
Middle inhibitor is under fire, top and bottom still opened up. These inhibs will be dead during the Elder Dragon respawn. I believe it'll be the same for Baron, so it'll be TSM with a bit of control.
So we just kind of have to pray that Turtle can carry as we get trip inhib.
QSS Flash runs away, stays alive.
Oh, Pobelter didn't manage to get caught there. He used his stuff effectively. It looked like he flashed, but his flash is still up. That's a weird flank from Finn. Yeah. Finn isn't close to transforming. Could have cucked the wave. It's about all he could have done.
Ocean Soul or not, they've got a 10,000 gold lead. TSM are still more powerful on this map.
Yeah, and all they have to do is wait around, finish off that last inhibitor
to somehow get a numbers advantage in a fight.
Flooding in with the double super minions, and then
Finn is just taking blue buff. What are these fucking calls, man?
TP from Finn was looking way too scary. You know, had minions coming down the lane, scouting them out. TSM unafraid, do not pull off on their siege, and Finn has to call it quits there with the attempted flank. Does have plenty of rage here for Narbar. So we'll see if it times out after he transforms.
I mean,
here.
We're preventing the trip inhib for now, but I don't think we're going to be able to get out of our base to contest Baron.
They can just keep these rest of the minions attacking the Nexus turret.
Yeah.
Should be able to slowly get it. Pobelter going.
Oh, that's...
with a big plan, a lost, but he ults right back over. Pope needs a zone. Yes, the QSS doesn't get him far enough away, and that is 1 kill picked off. Lost. It is so easy for Kaisen to get back out. I don't know what Pobelter thought he was
Oh my god.
It's the only champion you really can't do this to, and it just costs him his life. It was going to be a tough one to win anyway, but that was never going to be successful. CLG stuck in their base again, trying to wave clear, trying with the Hurricane.
Get Pobelter off this fucking roster.
No neutrals up, nothing to do but
please.
siege for TSM.
And siege they shall.
Please get Pobelter off of this fucking roster.
These minions up. In addition to getting that Pobelter kill, the Nexus turret went down off screen. Oh, here we go.
Stride breaker, but he cannot get the rest of it. Hooney jumped away in time. Sword Art, yeah, he burned Shirelli and it gave them movement speed to let TSM run away. So
really good, really well played by Sword Art to
get his teammates out in time. Back, you know, a couple of world finalists over there.
Kind of cancel out the engage.
And
This
now,
inhibitor is still alive,
and
even though
Bolter
Pobelter
respawns
just
to
committed
find Power of Evil.
seppuku.
Once again, CLG tries to hold
But
fast,
we have lost a Nexus turret. Baron is up in 53 seconds. They get to walk forward and take that, and they'll finish it before Elder Drake spawns because they have a Kaisa and Skarner, and they'll do it pretty fast. And they'll just walk over to Elder Drake, walk down mid lane, and win the game. So we have to be able to get out of our base and try and contest them at Baron, because if they get Baron, game's over. But getting out of our base to contest that is really, really difficult. And even if we were to steal Baron, if they get Elder Drake, the game's probably over, because we can't fight them. And if we're gonna steal Baron, it's more than likely going to cost Brox his life. We put ourselves at a numbers disadvantage. It's gonna put us at a major fight disadvantage, and
half team turning, half team trying to finish.
I mean, we stall out for the duration of Baron, probably, but we don't put ourselves in too much of a better place, so we have to win a fight around Baron here. But we're too slow on the uptake. It's already gone. This guy's a fucking stupid champion. And now they just get to walk down lanes and win the game. Because what TSM should do, send 4 here to contest this dragon, make sure that we don't get to do it for free, and then just send Jace top lane exactly what they're doing. Go get that inhib, and the moment you get the inhib, the game's over. We do get it if we can ace them here, like we have a shot, but
TSM are ending the game through Huni. You've got a recall coming through for Pobelter. He's channeling his teleport. He got back, but here comes Power of Evil. He's on the way as well. 2v1 Pobelter.
Look at that.
TSM made the right call. They're gonna push Pobelter back. They're gonna end the game. They're gonna kill.
Oh no, we suck again. Fucking A, get Pobelter off this roster. Jesus Christ, goodbye.